of a single millennial woman trying to figure out adulting. We talk about life, love, sex, and just about everything in between. What's good? What's good? What's good? How y'all doing tonight? Welcome back to another motherfucking episode of this motherfucking show. In the building tonight, we have it nice and light. We got Shea Butta 84 and Nate Boogie with the hoodie. Say hey, ladies.
What's up? Black Power, proud to be American. Shea Butta 84 here.
Oh God.
What's poppin'? Every time. Every fucking time.
Oh God. All right, y'all. Man, I hope y'all have been enjoying these episodes. I feel like last week's episode was one for the books that was just like, woo, Tayomi took us out this bitch. I ain't even gonna hold you. But this week we're talking about something very interesting. And it's and I'll be 100% honest with y'all. It's simply because of a lot of shit that has been going on social media, right?
Right.
And myself, I like to call myself single and unavailable, meaning I'm single and I ain't looking for no goddamn relationship right now. So such is life, you know what I mean? Shea Butta 84 is in a beautiful relationship right now. That is annoyingly sickening, but they are absolutely adorable. Make you want to throw up every other day. I mean that with the most love ever possible.
Hey, don't let her get it twisted. That nigga make my ass itch, and I ain't got. But I love him. I'm gonna stay beside him. I'm gonna stick beside him. That's mine.
And then my girl named Boogie is kind of in the same boat as me. Well, she might be a little bit more closer to being available than I am as far as single. She's single.
I am single and selective.
Single and selected is her. It's her classifying a it's how she classifies herself. There we go. I am single and unavailable.
Status right there. That's her
Listen,
single
women.
and selective.
Okay, and I am definitely single and unavailable. And so, like I said, with me being single and unavailable, I have no problem getting to know a person, right? I'm all about building friendships, relationships, connections, such as and so forth and so on. But I am very clear if someone calls themselves to be interested in me as far as dating, that hey, where I am right now, I am not interested in dating. If you want to hang out, get to know me, whatever the case may be, I am open to that. Because I know eventually, I want to, get back out there and start dating. And I personally do not see the harm in building friendships with people. Now, once I decide to open that door and go into the dating realm, if a friendship that has been built turns into something more, then hey, that's awesome. If not, then hey, that's fine too. But I am very clear on the fact that I ain't in nobody's relationship and I ain't trying to be in one. But what we are constantly seeing around social media is more and more people basically getting the attitude or getting their feelings fucking hurt because they were dealing with a person that told them we are not in a relationship. We are just, hanging out with each other, fucking whatever the case may be. This is all that it is, but we are not exclusively in a relationship. And, maybe y'all spend a lot of time with each other. Maybe it starts to feel like you start to move, you create a normalcy or something that happens on a regular basis. And now maybe the way that you feel is almost like you're in a relationship, which now in your mind, and this happens with both men and women, maybe now your mind is like, oh, well, maybe that's my little boo thing, that's my baby, we in a relationship, we do X, Y, and Z, that for you qualifies as a relationship. But here go the key factor in that. Did you have a fucking conversation with that person since then to say, hey, the way that we are currently moving right now makes me feel that we're in a relationship. But as discussed prior, we are not in a relationship. So I think either one, we need to re-identify how this situation is, or we need to, move accordingly so that I don't get mixed up in this with my feelings. Because baby, if you one that can't control your feelings and keep your feelings about shit, then don't be sitting out here moving and shaking with somebody that make you feel like you in a relationship when you know your motherfucking ass can't handle that shit?
So I feel like a
Mhm.
lot of people have the word dating, the definition of dating, misconstrued. You know what I'm saying?
Good point.
I'm saying? Okay, so
The definition of dating.
all right. So I feel like people don't really know what the definition of dating is. People get so caught up into one person that they start giving them that girlfriend boyfriend behavior when y'all are not in a relationship. Like, don't give this person that breakfast in bed or that got 3,000, you know what I'm saying, to try to make them fall for something that's not what they're ready for. That's not cool. You know what I'm saying? If you're dating, I feel like if you're dating, make sure you're dating multiple people and you let that be known, because dating is that's what it is. Dating. Right. I'm dating. Like, I'm out here perusing for who I may or may not want to be in a relationship with. I'm not out here, you know what I'm saying, putting all my eggs in one basket, you know what I'm saying, with this one person that I'm dating in hopes that one day they'll want to be in a relationship. That's where these people, I'm going to say these people get all messed up in the head, because you giving these Negroes girlfriend and boyfriend privileges and they don't want to be your girlfriend or your boyfriend. And then you get your feelings hurt because you done did all this and all that, and the feeling is not reciprocated.
Right. But also, I think people need to make it very clear. Just because you're dating doesn't mean you got to be fucking. Sorry, I didn't mean to be
that too.
You know what I'm saying?
That too.
But to that point, so it technically, in truthfulness, it is a twofold part. Now, I do understand that a lot of times you can get lost in the moment, and because you build a routine with a person, you get used to certain things happening, right? Mm-hmm. And if you don't really pay attention to it, it just becomes like a normal, natural, things organically happen. Then you really just don't think much about it. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But sometimes we have to be conscious of the actions in which we give to someone, is not to make them feel one thing when we know it's something totally different. Like, your words and your actions do need to match. But in the same regard, like I was saying, especially if you all have organically had a connection to grow and a routine to build, you need to also organically have that goddamn conversation the moment you start feeling like it's more than what it's supposed to be. Be a grown man, be a grown woman, and have that conversation. Be like, hey, once again, this is how things are starting to look. Because I just, miscommunication and misunderstandings are huge. And y'all be out here now that this miscommunication, because now you done painted in your head that you and this person was in a full-blown fucking relationship, right? And they looking like, no, the fuck we weren't. But now you feel like you got egg on your face, so now you gotta go and you want to go to the top of the tallest mountain in the world so you can scream to everybody in the land about how you was done wrong. But were you really done wrong? What honestly was the problem? That y'all were moving like y'all was in a relationship and nobody had the conversation about whether or not y'all were truly in a relationship, so you took it up on yourself to believe that y'all was in a relationship. Now you feel some type of way when you realize that person was moving exactly how they told you they were moving, and they weren't trying to be in a relationship, and they were still gonna do whatever the fuck they wanted to do out here in these streets. You know what I'm saying? Not necessarily even saying that they were fucking multiple people, but they were moving as if they were fucking single, because in their mind, they're single.
So I said it's a very thin line between what happens between communication and comprehension. Because I could communicate it in black and white. We are not together. We are not in a relationship. We may fool around here and there, may go out, but that's what dating is, because those are the terms of us dating. These are the terms we agreed on. But for whatever reason, in your mind, what you heard me say was that we're together.
Right.
Even though I told you in 3 different ways, we're not, all of it led to we're not together. We do not have a title. But your mind told you, oh, she said we go together. And then that's just it. So then when something happens that would happen, like if I go out with somebody else and now your feelings hurt, it's like, but I told you we're not in a relationship. You're free to do whatever it is that you want to do.
Right. Now, if you take
I
it
never
upon
said you couldn't do it.
exactly.
You just took it as saying, oh, I'm not gonna do it. Now, if you're the type like I am, I'm usually not the type to date multiple people because I'm just lazy. That's just me. But because I just don't want to give a whole lot of my time and energy to more than one person. Again, I'm lazy. But I'm not gonna fault the other person and say, oh, you can't do whatever. You can go ahead and do what you want to do. Because if I'm going to be the one that you want to be with, then you'll let it be known I'm the one you want to be with. If not, it's fun while it lasted. But I comprehended what you told me. We went, had the talk, and you communicated what was going on, and comprehension was mutual. Now, somewhere down the line, people just, it's like the telephone game. I could whisper to Irene, I like tomatoes. By the time it get to Shea, it could be tomatoes or red, and we don't know where the translation happened.
And that's the thing. I think
what happened. How did we get here?
This is crazy.
Yeah,
it's so crazy. And
I don't know. It's like y'all froze up, and then it just shut out, and I was like. Oh, this is gonna be fucking. I hope this recording works. Jesus.
My feelings hurt, bro, because I was in a whole my mouth dropped. Do you hear me? I was like,
you should have seen my face over here. I was like, what the fuck is happening?
they both like
Wait.
what happened?
Right. And then as soon as the call dropped, the Zoom dropped, my mama called, and I'm like, this is way too much.
Anyway, so I was saying, I don't understand why people can't take that in silence. Like, because when you're going on your world tour, you're at the top of the mountain, you're pretty much putting yourself in the fire because you're telling everybody that you want to hear or that you're trying to get on your side, like you out here running for mayor. You're telling them, hey, I did this, that, and third for a person who was giving me some sex. No relationship, no title. But other than what the title I put in my own mind.
Right.
Yeah, I was doing this for them and I was doing that for them.
You know,
but on the same side though, you want to still tell everybody that he's just jealous because he was worried about the other people that I wasn't fucking. So not only were you messing with this person you did all of this stuff for, you were also messing with other people. So if you were in the said relationship, then you are now a cheater.
Man, we supposed to generalize it, not.
I did generalize it.
No, you didn't.
Hey, let it ride. Don't let that. It is what it is around this bitch. Fuck that.
I'm just saying.
Anyway, but here go the other thing though. The fact that you said that, Shea, brings me to another point about how people move out here, especially in relationships and outside relationships. Let me rephrase that. Relationships, romantic relationships, in and outside of those. Because at the end of the day, if we are friends, if what we truly started off as is friends, and you do something for me, it should not be conditional. It should not be on the condition of you supposed to be my man or you supposed to be my woman one day or right now. It should not be conditional on I'm gonna do this in hopes that it will convince you to be my man or my woman one day or right now. And it should not be conditional on I'm doing this so that one day you can return the favor whenever I so see fit. If you do things for a person, regardless of what your relationship status is, then you should do it out of the genuineness and kindness of your own heart, and you shouldn't be keeping no fucking tally. Because let me tell you something. In any of my relationships, romantic relationships, I know I did a laundry list. I'm talking about motherfucker is miles long of shit that I've done. And I know this, but what I cannot do is go down a checklist and tell you every little thing that I did. I can give you general stuff that I know I did, you know what I'm saying? Because it's very general stuff, but I don't keep tally of if I gave you money so many times, or if I fed you so many times, or if I just, I took care of something for you so many. I don't keep tally of that shit, because when I do for someone that I care for, I do it out of the kindness of my heart and not because I'm looking for something in return or I'm trying to use it to manipulate you into doing what I want you to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that's another thing. Everybody, I'm not gonna say everybody, majority of people are very selfish and self-centered. And
Yes.
even when they're doing things that on the outside appears to be that they're doing it out of the kindness of their heart and they're doing something nice for somebody else, there's always some underlying selfishness to it. Which is why people now have such a hard time accepting help from people. Because the last thing I feel like dealing with is you trying to use it against me, hold it over my head, and be like, well, you remember when I did X, Y, and Z for you? Well, bitch, you could have kept that little funky ass shit then if that's what it's gonna be.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I would have rather struggled and figured the shit out my goddamn self if I knew that you was gonna try and throw it back up in my face later. Like for who, for why, and for what?
Right.
Because at the end of the day, did I ask you?
Especially for these women, I mean, people out here who do stuff unsolicited.
Yes.
I did not ask you for that money. I did not ask you for them groceries. I didn't ask you for them clothes. Bitch, I didn't ask you to pay that bill. I didn't ask you. You offered.
Right.
Mhm.
Now, if I take it, you offered. There ain't no reason for you to put that shit back up because you offered it to me. I didn't ask you for nothing.
Right. Now, if I asked you for help and you was like, I can do this one time, but I'm gonna need you to pay me back.
That's different.
That's different.
Ooh.
And then also, can we like stop? If you're dating a person and they feel comfortable enough with you to share something personal, can we stop when they make us mad or the stuff don't go the way we want? Oh, now we about to air your shit out. No, because that's not even fair. They came to you because they trusted you or they shared with you because they trusted you. And now you're making it hard for the next person, if they ever so decided they do want to be in a relationship, to share.
Right.
Because
exactly.
you cross them.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like fucked up.
But and that goes back to that conditional thing. Oh, I'll be your safe space as long as you don't piss me the fuck off.
Right.
Then bitch, you're not a safe space. You're not.
Then I gotta walk on eggshells, and I don't want to have to do that.
Because now I gotta worry about, well, if I piss you off today, are you gonna try and bust all my shit out? The deepest, darkest shit that I ever told you, or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? Like, you really not like, stop sitting up here trying to disguise yourself as a safe place for someone to be able to vent to and release all their anger, hurt, and pain on. And only if you're only taking it into account to be able to use it against them later at a later date when you mad and you know now you want to hurt them back. You know what I mean? Like, no, baby, it's stuff that people have told me in confidence that I'm talking about people I don't even fuck with no more.
Mm-hmm.
And I still ain't finna tell it.
Right.
Don't give a fuck. Still ain't finna tell it. Because at the end of the day, regardless of where me and that person are in our friendship or our relationship now, they told me these things in confidence. They told me these things because they felt like they could trust me in that moment. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of whether or not there's even a remote chance that me and that person could rebuild a relationship, what I guarantee you they cannot do is say that Irene went around blasting they shit. Because why? I'm not in the business of doing it. Because when I tell a person I'm a safe space, when I tell my friends, you can confide in me. If you need to break down for that moment, you can do so. Whatever it is, and I tell them that, it's because I truly mean it. I don't give a fuck if we fall the fuck out tomorrow. I'm still not going to reveal that shit. I'm not going to try and use that shit against you. I'm not finna call you names behind that shit when I'm mad at you. I don't do that. I don't understand the mindset of a person that does. I get it, you mad, I get you hurt. But why, one, do you feel it necessary to try and blast out somebody's secrets just because you're hurt? Now you are legitimately no better, if not worse, than that person that just hurt you.
Right.
Two, right. What does that say about you and your credibility going forward as you're trying to get to know somebody, the next person, and build a friendship or a relationship or whatever with the next person? Because I guarantee you, motherfuckers gonna look at you side eye and they gonna be like, well, damn, Does that mean, you know, the next time they get mad at me, they gonna have my shit out too?
Exactly. And that's why, like Jay said, you need to learn how to take your L's silently and respectfully, because at the end of the day, people are still gonna watch you. So if you get on Instagram, TikTok, wherever, if you get on social media and you go and you broadcast how you're feeling and you letting this all go and you got word vomit, the next person that would have been interested in you, like you said, gonna look at you sideways. So it's like, well, if you act like this now, what would you do in the future? So you're showing all of your toxic traits. You don't show any growing from it. You show that you're gonna stay there, you're gonna reside there, because that's what you're used to, and that's how you move. That stuff doesn't look attractive to the quality that you want to attract. You're just gonna attract more toxic people that's going to do the same shit on you, if not worse.
Right. But here go the other key. Because somebody said this. They was like, but that's not the person I knew. I don't know who has this person acting like that, but that's not the person I knew, right? And I was like, but what if that is the person that you knew and the person that you have in your head? Or what if this is the true person, but the person that you have in your head was the representative? Because keep in mind, they always say that a person brings their best representative forward. Now, some people can uphold that representative for a long period of time. Some people can't. It just depends. But if all you remember is rainbow kisses and unicorn poop from that goddamn relationship or that interaction with that person, never a bad moment, never a moment of them feeling down, being sad, whatever, never anything, negative, quote unquote, then that begs the question that if now this person who is now hurting is acting in this way, is it truly out of character for them? Or is this truly who that person is? Because I wholeheartedly, one of the biggest things that I ask when getting to know a person, and I ask this whether we're building a friendship or you claim you want a relationship with me, how do you handle stress? What do you do when you don't get your way? You want to know why I need to know that type of shit? Because motherfuckers act real weird when shit don't go they damn way. They act now. For those who have been listening to my show since day one, I am a brat. I'm a brat and I will brat the fuck out. But when I say these motherfuckers will act bratty, it is not in a cute way. It ain't in a sexual way. They are acting literally like a 2-year-old toddler who was about to throw down on the floor, screaming, kicking, and hollering because they didn't get what the fuck they wanted their way. You know what I'm saying? And now you putting on this big ass show. So everybody is looking at you. And you remember them days where your mama used to look at you in the store like, oh, you want to clown? Bet I can clown with you. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And some people will leave you sitting out there clowning by your goddamn self. I'm one of them people. You can go running around trying to tell on me about some bullshit. I'm telling you right now, I'm going to leave you outside clowning by your goddamn self. I'm not doing it. I don't do social media shit. I don't do the beef on social media. I'm not an internet thug. I ain't none of that shit.
I can't stand the internet /thumb thug because all you're doing is this. This is all you're doing. Because at one time when you pull up any, but I say that to say this. Shout out check. Can we? I'm trying not to get upset. It just makes my ass itch. Can we stop trying to make a person look bad when everybody knows this person is not bad? Everybody knows this is a very genuine person. Stop trying to make the person look bad because your outcome didn't go the way you want it to go. That does not mean that person is bad. That just means it wasn't right for you. That don't mean.
Mm-hmm. But I think I know why people do that. I think it's because they are so hurt and they're so mad that they cannot stand to see someone still give love to that person.
It's like, if I don't like him, you shouldn't like him either.
Right.
We're 5. Like, what are we, 5?
Right. Because here's the thing. You have to think about it this way. You're the villain in somebody's story. Mm-hmm. No matter how good of a person you are going to be the villain in somebody's story. Baby, I guarantee.
Oh, wait.
I know I am.
Always.
No. I guarantee you, I'm the villain in quite a few motherfucking stories. And guess what? I still go to bed at night with the air on and my ceiling fan blowing under my wonderful cover in the house that I pay for. I drive to work in the car the truck that I had that I picked up. You know, because guess who don't give two flying fucks? She, me, her.
I'm one badass villain. I'll tell you that. I'm gonna be the baddest one if I'm gonna be one.
You know what I mean? Baby, I don't give a fuck about the picture that you gotta paint about me. I don't care. Say what you gotta say to make yourself feel better. Cause bitch, I'ma keep living. I'ma keep pushing. The motherfuckers that rock with me, and ain't gonna give a fuck about shit you got to say, ho. So Yep, I caught it. Oh, Jesus is getting better. All right now.
Really? Bottom line is, if you ain't fucking feeding or financing, we don't care. How about that?
Period.
If you ain't fucking feeding or financing me, I don't give a fuck.
That's it. Like literally. And it's like, stop being mad that other people still love and care for a person just because you mad at them in that moment. Everybody ain't got to do what you do. You are not a puppet master, and these are not your puppets. Now, if you got your minions out here that want to do your dirty work, then by all means, y'all go over there and have y'all a good little old anger tea party. Whatever the fuck you need to do. But at the end of the day, I feel like people just take for granted proper comprehension, being able to communicate with a person. Because here's the other funny thing about it. If instead of being so butt fucking hurt, you decide to cry to everybody else in their mama, and you literally pick up the phone, because all the time, and it's never none of the time, it's all the fucking time, the person you claim to have an issue with, you have their number. You have their personal phone number, because that's the only reason you're so close to them, that it hurt like this. So you have their number. You know how to get in contact with them. But instead of doing so, a motherfucker will get out here and tell every Joe, Dick, Tom, Harry, Betty, Susie, and Kathy everything they fucking can to try and build an army behind them to hate this one person. And then when you don't get that, and you don't get the recognition that you want, you find the next person and the next person until you get the reaction you want. But see, here's the sad part. Sometimes y'all keep messing with people and y'all get a reaction and then you want to say, but that's not what I meant. I didn't think it would go like that. Da, 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 da. Stop playing with people.
You're going to run up on the wrong one.
That's what I'm saying. It's like you can't play with people emotions like that. You want to keep poking and poking and poking and poking, like y'all think it's a game. Like you got a reset button. When you press the wrong combination on a controller, for all the gamers out there, if you press the wrong combination, what you think you're using as a weapon will end up turning back against you.
Mm-hmm. And I also want to make sure this is very clear, because I said it a little while ago at the beginning of the show. This is not to absolve the other party. Because the truth of the matter is, yes, it is a two-way street. Yes, on the one hand, the person who is constantly saying, I don't want a relationship, I don't want a relationship, I don't want a relationship, should also be extremely mindful of how they move with the person. Very much so. Mm-hmm. Now, I do understand being in an organic situation where things just develop naturally, and you kind of don't pay attention to it until it's too late. Mm-hmm. But as the other party, being the person who really wants the relationship, and is noticing these things, you should be adult enough to say something. It is a two-way street. Don't sit up here and make the assumption, especially in today's time, it is absolutely asinine of you to sit here and make an assumption that you are in a relationship with a person that you have not communicated that with. Mm-hmm. It makes no sense in today's age with today's generations. Like, come on.
Also, to piggyback off what you said earlier too, just because you're dating doesn't mean you're fucking, and just because you're fucking don't mean you're dating.
That part. Baby, we need to put this shit on t-shirt.
Because
I remember Cuddy Buddies. Come on now.
That's what I'm saying. Like, people forget, and then in that realm, that communication always get blurred. Because if I tell you we are fuck buddies, we are fuck buddies. I call you to dick me down, boom, boom, bam, you out. But if we're friends with benefits, it's because we were friends already and we doing a solid favor for each other. If you decide to do whatever you want to do, baby, that is all you. Congratulations. But we still friends at the end of the day. If you want to have that kind of arrangement. But don't sit here and then all of a sudden, because you go and you get into a relationship, all of a sudden you want to now cut all ties with said friend. No, we was friends when you was hungry and you still needed some food. You wanted some food from McDonald's, right? We was cool then, and then we ended up fucking later. That's friends with benefits, right? Because I would feed my friend. I wouldn't feed my fuck buddy. I don't give a fuck what happens to you. You just need to come do your job and leave.
You should
have
have
my friend. Right, you should have ate before you came. But my friend coming over, oh, we gonna kick it a little bit before stuff gets started. So yeah, if you hungry, sure, I'm gonna feed you. But carry it that way. Don't treat me like a friend with benefits when it's convenient and then turn me into a fuck buddy when you feel like it. That's not how that works.
Here's the other thing. Be honest with yourself. If you know that you are not, you don't have the emotional capacity to handle a fuck buddy or friends with benefits type situation, then don't do it.
Don't do it.
And this is the thing. That ain't meant for everybody.
No,
everybody does not know how to keep emotions out of sex. And that's fine. It doesn't mean anything is wrong with you. It doesn't mean you're less of a person or whatever the case may be. That's fine.
Your heart can just be in between legs. That's all.
Huh?
I said it could just mean that their heart is in between their legs. That's all.
For some people.
For some
people.
people.
Because there's some people who cannot have sex with a person without an emotional connection. And baby, if that's you, don't be sitting up here fucking with somebody who is clearly telling you out their mouth that they don't want a relationship and y'all just fucking, regardless of how much they move like y'all in a relationship. Stop doing it to yourself. Because sometimes you're doing the damage to yourself. You are. Because you know better. And you see what they're, but you make an excuse for it and, oh, they're going to change because they did X, Y, and Z. And then you tell it to your dumbass friends, right? Because your dumbass friends think 9 times out of 10 think the same way you do. And then you be like, but they did X, Y, and Z. That means they care more, right? They care more than just this being a fucking thing. And your friends like, girl, yes. And this
but they dumb as your ass.
Right. In this particular situation, I'm talking about us ladies. And I can say this because I've been in some of these conversations. I've been like, bitch, no. I'm that friend. No, girl.
No, that means like, oh, he bought me food and he put gas in my car. That means he really liked me, right? No, that just meant he fed you and put gas in your car.
Right.
That's what that means. Don't mean nothing. It was a nice gesture, but that don't mean he about to marry you tomorrow.
And
thank you.
Listen, I am the queen of telling my friends, girl, you better have that conversation. Stop doing this to yourself. Have the conversation.
I'm a firm believer that if a man or a woman, because we got some savages out here in this world, female savages out here, I'm a firm believer that if a person really likes you and really care about you, you gonna know. There ain't gonna be no doubt, shadow of a doubt in your mind, because when if they wanted to, they're gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? You can't sit here and like pull at straws. But he did that for me like 3 weeks ago. And then he did give me something for my birthday. Girl, when he only bought you McDonald's and said happy birthday. Listen, sweetheart, or sir, whatever you decide you want to call yourself at the time, whoever's going through it. If they want to, they will. They will let you know, hey, I want to move forward into a relationship. And it won't be by pressure. It won't be because you constantly bring it up. It won't be about obligation because you got knocked up. None of that. It'll be because they want to.
Ooh, that is such a perfect obligation. Listen, because that's something else that I've recently come to terms with, is recognizing when a person does certain things for you, and it's more so out of obligation than out of the genuineness of their heart. Even down to somebody celebrating your wins. When somebody is genuinely celebrating the wins in your life, like you can feel it. You know what I'm saying? But when somebody does it because they feel like they're obligated because they have a certain position in your life, regardless of what their title is, it's not as enthusiastic. You know what I'm saying? It's more so like, oh, I'm telling you congratulations because, we fucking. or I'm telling you
Mhm.
congratulations because we supposed to be dating, or we supposed to be in a relationship, or I'm supposed to be this level of friendship with you, or whatever the fuck. Versus a person who, regardless of where they sit in your life, is like, yo, that's fucking dope. I'm so proud of you. Da, 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 da. Just out of the genuineness of being happy to see you fucking win. Not because they want something else in return, not because they hoping you gonna give them a shout out, or because somehow they gonna benefit from this thing happening for you in your life. Just because it's genuine.
Right.
And I don't know, that hit on a totally different level than that obligatory.
Because if it's
The shit
authentic, it
out
will
of
never feel
obligation.
like.
Y'all know what I'm trying to say.
I'm just saying, and
But
when
my
it's
tongue don't
authentic,
always work.
when it's authentic, it will never feel like an obligation.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Getting mad at people because you
stop getting mad.
Stop getting mad. These men and these women, that when you find out the person did not choose you and chose somebody else, and when you blow up the spot, it don't end how you want it to end. Stop getting mad about that. Stop getting mad about that, because at the end of the day, what a person feels with another person, they might not have had that feeling with you. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
It has anything to do with you, or like something wrong with you. You just didn't give them what they probably needed, or vice versa. It just didn't. Y'all just didn't vibe.
That's why you date.
Happiness because you miserable. That's because at the end of the day, one monkey don't stop no show. You know what I mean? And it obviously what it's supposed to be.
Not only that, but that's giving very much pick me vibes.
I was just about to say, stop getting mad if you don't get chose.
Right. Because guess what? All of us did not been chose before.
Or else we would not be single aside from Shea. We wouldn't be single if we were chosen.
Well,
you know what I mean? Well, not necessarily us, because I don't want nobody to think that women are just waiting to get chosen. There's men out here waiting to get chosen too. Niggas is out here being pick-me's too.
Facts. Very much so. But but it's in the sense of, it is one thing to admire a person and want to be a part of their life in some capacity.
That's crazy.
Sometimes the way y'all be wanting to be a part of people's life because of what they got going on in their life, especially in this social media world, because y'all gotta be a part of the person that got the biggest following and the largest amount of whatever on their page and all this other like tomfuckery that y'all hold so valuable. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all treat this shit like it's a popularity contest all the time. And I get it. Social media can give you things that you probably are not getting in your real everyday life. It gives you access to motherfuckers that you would normally not have access to. And it can probably be very intoxicating. And for some of y'all, because y'all probably been pick-me since y'all was kids, and y'all was the motherfuckers that like to try and do your best to be around the popular people and to hang around the popular crowd, because you just wanted to be popular so bad that you would do damn near anything just to be popular. So you even went so far as to make yourself look stupid so that the popular people will fucking talk to you. I ain't one of them people. I'm just telling y'all. I've seen it.
I do it, but not one time did I get on social media and try to reinvent myself. We ain't gonna say no names, but we got people out here that's trying to reinvent themselves every day, because they just was not that person in high school, and now they got that attention, and they out here doing reckless shit. So I don't know why I said that. Yeah, you can edit that out.
So just because you did not get that damn attention in high school or whatever, guess what? It is A-O-fucking-K.
It is. Like, you will be okay.
If
the boys came, I don't want Irene's YouTube eventually to get taken down, because child.
Kids can't be on YouTube.
She said
He was
child.
a child nudity because Jordan came.
Oh, Jordan out here above.
Jordan,
I had to fix his pull up because Jordan out here sliding the button.
Yo, he out here rocking out with his cock.
Yeah, a little bit.
But
Just
no,
a tad.
I just really feel like people just you really need to stop about. There's so many other avenues you could go other than trying to throw somebody under the bus. You know what I'm saying? And like Irene said, if you know you're not that type of person that could just be out here sexing and doing all type of stuff, you know what I'm saying, without getting emotionally involved, then don't do it. Or find somebody who on the same level as you. Find somebody like, okay, well, I like this, and oh yeah, well, I like that. Like, do that. Don't go for the person that's unattainable. There you go. Stop going for unobtainable niggas. How about that? And females.
What she said. I don't know what that feels like, but you just gotta stay in your lane. Stop going to people that you know.
Yeah, and I mean, the truth of the matter is, some people don't see others as unattainable. You know what I'm saying? Especially if that person eventually gives you just the smidget of attention. Especially if you are being deprived of attention in general. Hence the reason I feel like so many people do so much on social media in general, as far as the content that they try to produce on a regular basis. You know what I'm saying? Is because you're not getting that in real life, or maybe you don't know how to achieve that outside of the realm of social media. No tea, no shade, baby. Do what you do. I don't judge. That's y'all page, not mine. But I literally had this conversation one day with the girls, because they be trying to bully me sometimes.
She lying.
A lie.
Anyway, they tried to bully me. Let me stop using that word. But they tried to convince me strongly into doing a dance. It was the Too Loud joint that was going around real big on TikTok. That's what it was. And it was like, Irene, we all gonna do it. You should do it too. No, I'm good. I'm not.
Not one.
I didn't even do the Too Loud challenge.
No, but we were talking. You remember it was coming up to when we were gonna do the BGR episode with that sound.
Right.
And y'all were like, oh, we should do this video and all of us should do it. Da, 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 da. And I was like, yeah, so I'm not doing that. And he was like, why not?
I read food on social media, but in real life.
Huh?
I think she said you're a prude on social media, but in real life.
On social media, but in real life.
I don't even consider myself a prude on social media. I mean, there's certain, like, you're not gonna find me twerking on social media. You just not. It's not me being a prude. I just listen.
Depriving us of already.
Listen, these motherfuckers be wilding and all they see is my face and maybe some top cleavage every now and then. I'm not gonna be twerking on social media because quiet as the scalp, she holding back here. But that ain't their business.
She is.
Jiggle, 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 jiggle.
You know what I'm saying? And it is a comfort level thing with me. Because this is the largest I've ever been. So some of it has to do with the fact that it's still me getting comfortable with this body, even though she losing weight and she ain't trying to hold on to this shit. But even before, I was not a twerk on social media type of person. I wasn't I just ain't never been that. You know what I mean? Like, if you see me dance in person, then hey, more power to you. You blessed and highly favored for that. But but outside of that, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. And plus, and let me preface this by saying, I do not believe that everybody that dances or twerks on social media is looking for attention. Some people truly have they have a passion for dancing. They love to dance. They love to do it. And twerking is just a dance that we choose. It is connected back to Africa. Like, we ain't even gonna get into it. And America makes it overly sexualized. It is not necessarily that it is a sexual thing. So, but there are people who genuinely,
You can't help it that people be holding back there when they doing
You
that.
know what I'm saying? I ain't mad
Right.
at it. Trust me, I'm not gonna be mad if I scroll up my screen and I see it. I'm just saying.
I will enjoy the view while I'm looking at it.
Hello. But there are those who do it simply because they want attention and they feel like that's how they can get attention. And they may not feel confident in other areas of themselves. Not to say that they ugly, not to say that they ain't smart or whatever the case may be, but sometimes people just lean on what they feel like will get them the most attention.
Yep.
And baby, if that's what works for you and that's how you feel you have to move, then by all means do what you do. And like I said, some people just are super confident in themselves. They love to dance. They, they look good doing it and so forth and so on. And that's fine too. It just ain't for me.
We understand.
Completely.
I'm still gonna actually do it. Don't matter. So anyway.
Huh?
I said we still gonna ask you to do it. I mean, we know you're gonna say no, but maybe one day you might just get a little, happy butt and be like, okay.
When we hang out in person, I will twerk all on you.
And I will have my camera out.
But it will not be going on social media. Snapchat, maybe. Anywhere else? Hell no.
See how she do me? You see how she do me?
Go ahead, say it, Shay. Go ahead and say it.
Don't do me like that, man. Don't do me like that.
I thought she was gonna say you don't love me like you say you do.
Oh no, she don't. And
Wow.
One of y'all love me like y'all say y'all do. It's okay though.
Really?
Well, you know what, Nate? I'm gonna say you do because you dance with me. This one, on the other hand,
She's right. You want to know what's funny? I'm not on that side of you on the screen, on my screen.
Right, I am. Actually, you pointed to me on my screen.
Where am I at on your screen, Irene?
I'm not telling you.
Where's she at, Nate?
Well, I don't know if her screen's like my screen.
I don't think it is.
I'm talking about Irene Past Queen. That's what. How about that?
That's gonna be to Radio Land, y'all. Once this video is aired, y'all get to see the craziness. But yeah, so all right, y'all. I think we done talked this topic out. I feel like we all needed to fully be able to get that off our chest, and I hope y'all were able to take something from this, huh?
I said self-care is the best care. Once you learn to love yourself and be comfortable by yourself, that's when you will truly be able to bring another person in, regardless of what their intentions is, and be able to, do your thing accordingly. That's how
I definitely agree with that, because especially like me, I am extremely okay with being by myself, baby. That's why single and unavailable is what it is, because I am loving and enjoying my time by myself right now. And I move in such a way that I ain't waiting on nobody. I ain't expecting nothing from nobody. It just is what it is. If you and I get to hang out and have a good time, then cool. If we don't, then cool. If one day I like you, I want to be with you, all damn day, and I keep telling you, okay, but I'm single. I'm cool with getting to know you. And then the next thing I know, I don't hear from you for 2 to 3 months at a time. I'm okay with that too. Baby, you want to know the fucking truth?
Been there.
I am a 2 to 3. I'm like Nate, 2 to 3 business days. You fuck around, don't talk to me, bitch. I might forget that you exist.
I will forget that you exist. That's word to ADHD. Like, I'm dead ass. I'll forget. I'll forget about you. And then if you come back with the hey strange, I'm gonna be like, for real, who is this?
Right. Because here's the thing. I am no longer that girl who hung on to relationships and friendships by being the first to always message and text and reach out and call. I ain't doing this shit. The moment the moment I see it one-sided, I start to fall back. And either you'll notice it and you'll start to initiate it, or you won't, and I'll go 2 to 3 business days without talking to your motherfucking ass and be like, oh,
no call, no show.
The dust.
That's even in our friendship, y'all, in Radio Land. She not playing, just so y'all know. I just want y'all to know, even in friendship, Irene is like that. just want y'all to know that.
With everybody. Baby, I got family members that I ain't talked to in I don't know how long. You want to know why? Because at one point I realized I was the one reaching out at all times. Baby, there's not a soul on this earth outside of my parents and my grandmother, and stuff like my parents and my grandmother, that if I don't talk to over a certain period of time, that I may feel some type of way. I love my siblings to death, but guess what? I ain't got to talk to their motherfucking ass on a regular basis.
I don't remember the last time I talked to my brother. I don't really talk to my sister like that.
But guess what though?
I mean, I saw my brother and sister at a little thing that my brother held, but before that, I mean.
But guess what? I do got. I got peace like a motherfucker, and will sit in this motherfucker by my goddamn self, having a good old time. I will laugh by myself. I will kiki by myself.
The only person I need in my life is Mary. The rest of everybody else is suck my dick. As long as Mary stay beside me at all times, I'm fine.
Radio Land, she's talking about herbal essence,
marijuana, Mary Jane, ganja.
But I'm gonna tell you like this: I'm not like neither one of them. Because if one of these ladies don't call me on a daily basis, they're gonna hear from me.
We'll see.
No, it's okay. I wasn't in the mix, and that's fine. But when I call somebody, I don't know if they had friends growing up. I had now, not a one. When I call you a friend, and in this circle right here, we're actually family, and blood couldn't make us no closer. So if Irene wanted to go off, if she didn't tell me, I got something going on, I'm gonna be by myself for a little bit. As long as you communicate, I'm fine. But if she went off or they went off and they didn't tell me nothing, you best believe I don't every day. And if you don't respond, I might pull up. I'm just letting you know. This is who I am as a person. So.
All right, then. I kind of thought that was already established for all of us because we literally talk.
I was just saying, y'all didn't say it. I had to say it.
I'm sorry.
I didn't necessarily include this in the mix. It's very much reciprocated. That right. I'm talking about people that reach out to you in your inbox to say hi, say we should talk to each other. We talk for 2 hot days, and I tell you, I'm not going to keep sending messages first. And you take me for a joke. And now it's a month and a half later, and instead of talking to me, you just like my stuff on social media. So that's where we are now.
Yeah, because it's weird because people don't know how to talk. But you know what? We're going to say that shit for another episode because, bitch, we will be here for a whole nother hour talking about this shit. So, let's go tie this shit up. Y'all know how this go. Whoever wants
to. Your girl, Shea Butta 84, Black Power, proud to be American. You can catch me on TikTok at Shea Butta 84. You can also catch my show that's coming out real soon. Actually about to record the episode soon. There ain't no book to this shit. It's just I'm a single millennial mother out here trying to figure shit out because there ain't no book to this shit. So yeah, that's how. And I am still 1/4 of Black Girls React. Black Girls React is currently on hiatus. We don't know when it's coming back, but just stay tuned. We'll put some stuff out there. You'll see.
Okay. Nay Boogie with the hoodie on TikTok, Nay Boogie 88 on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat. But I don't accept everybody on my Snapchat because y'all are weird. I do have a podcast in the works and a YouTube in the works. And finally, the tomboy will take over the beauty industry. That is all.
And as you all know, it is Irene, the Passion Queen, here every Wednesday night at 11 p.m. with the Queendomme with some wonderful topics. If you got a topic in mind that you would love for us to talk about, please make sure you slide into my DMs on Instagram. Please don't come over there being weird because I will block you. But please feel free to drop any suggestions that you may have in my DMs on Instagram. And I will possibly bring it to the table, find the right group of people, because I'm gonna keep rotating this shit out. But Nay Boogie, Shea Butta are very much so regulars here in the Queendomme. As you know, we are coming up on your girl's birthday. June 13th is right around the corner, which is the official release date of Vacation. The books are in. I'm getting ready to start shipping out those orders. Y'all, I'm so excited. The shit is like real. Like I physically have a copy in my hands. And it's really crazy to even think that we're at this point. But I want to thank everybody who has supported me along this journey. Thank you so fucking much. But yeah, so make sure y'all follow me Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and the Tiki of the Taki. Irene the Passion Queen. If you are looking for any information about anything else that I have going on, please go to thequeendomme.com, TheQueendomme.com. You can find, you can order the book, you can order any merch that I have going on right now. You'll be able to check out previous podcasts that I have been on, interviews, things like that. You can also get to my Pure Romance website if you're trying to spice up the bedroom a little bit from there as well. So it is the one-stop shop for everything Irene the Passion Queen. Y'all have a blessed one, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.